A very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program. I'm Sharp Zangmo. Our top stories this week. His Majesty King graced the closing ceremony of the first sitting of the Second Parliament on Tuesday. The government will form the pay commission within this month to examine the salaries and allowances of civil servants and local government officials. And 720 acres of maize, paddy and buckwheat were destroyed by the windstorm in Shemgang. The first sitting of the Second Parliament concluded on Tuesday. His Majesty the King graced the closing ceremony. Parliamentarians gathered around the golden throne and offered Tashi Milam for the health and long life of His Majesty the King, the security and sovereignty of the country, and peace and prosperity for the people. The two-week session of the Parliament saw endorsement of the 11th five-year plan and the annual budget. The Parliament also discussed the Tenancy Act, the RTI Bill, and the annual reports of audit and the Anti-Corruption Commission. The session reviewed and discussed an amendment of the National Assembly, National Council, and Local Government Acts to streamline the resignation of elected members. Giving additional incentives to the health workers was said to be one of the resolutions in addressing the shortage of health workers in the hospital, among others. The issue of shortage of health workers was raised in the National Assembly last month. The North Thimphu Member of Parliament questioned the Health Minister on how the government plans to address the shortage of doctors.
Te ngachara me khanale pandi te junde du ti natanile te sab jume heluchi tab du madu thendi gibe te lamlu da timlu da tin beuda te ru pecha ta kaera te jawn du sukhu beure te ngachara shiul hensole beru da te ngachara gi lamlu le beru da te ti tab du madu gibe te ngachara gi khabne te tungsugi te pesha te namseme ta di beru yu mathobi kangye nisumchi du se shunibe.
To this, the Health Minister said the ministry faces not just the problem of shortage of doctors, but also health workers, including technicians and nurses. The minister pointed out preliminary examinations as one of the reasons.
동서 지 대한민국의 총대들로 대 다큐마 소베스니 땡이동 주술ung이 대다 디날레 다큐데 베데베스치로 대 도레 나와나세기다 시업기 총주들로 가데베 다큐 베수가 대대 아스 독바도 우세 다소이기 레집 디수기 된래 대전 코나기 총주디 코나다 되어기 때레 나가치르나로에도 Bhutan Health and Medical Council se te sawada thuten sudese ani gibe chap bebachin te khonagi yonte jamidi da thidibe te khona labe udalu te tigi chodup kadebe yoga lejim betasuni mese.
The North Thimphu member also cautioned on the proposals the government has on entry and exit rules and incentives.
Te choranga charegi ngi folda te ta jemidese te joni ki tandi chapde te tesu jani ki tondale te ngi fogi japche te namasame te nangupchi duse te ani duse te dana soigi lenka khatule te chaji disu kadevara chamdoga te nalafasulu tabdiu madu disu te timlu da lamlu bewachin te shil henso de chi khasunde na digi beti kadve seni na te pena danjana nilenka demgi tensogi shododo zumbe te tabdira madewachin te rana se ki dacho rao beshina te sosube joshimda te tisunulu teru mangil dusu beru kachari beru borcheto dube phugubena te ani dusu matutu besegub jaksere du te anisu te ta chaji dusu kadebara nanoga.
Responding to the caution, the minister said the ministry will discuss with the Royal Civil Service Commission on the rules.
Yasin bedebe te hemazumbe mema te position classification da timna jina mema te timma phop chapdibe te lecture begob du suni te telen ngachara gi fole tunde beschiro ngi fode soete ati sengobdu te tida thidibe ngachigi te kholo thungen jemi incentive desu to gutubnalo jachale khechinadidu te ta chanyamlube mema ngachigi te tashina be talafalo ta jimdalu chanyamlu machima totona ngachinalu memi kangel ngomadra kachiduga ta ani desulu te tabu nababe mema te ani kangel di masepa du te ngachigi atsi flexible be te khonlu chingobdi namesme khachobe thomme sunila.
Meanwhile, the minister said they will review the policy of the previous government on the distribution of doctors. He said instead of providing 3 doctors in each Dzongkhag, they will distribute by looking at the population and number of patients the Dzongkhag receives. Sharab Zangmo for BBS News. The State of the Nation report also says the government will form the Pay Commission within this month to examine the salaries and allowances of civil servants, local government functionaries and other public officials. He also said he is proud to state that Bhutan has among the brightest and most qualified civil servants.
시업 진정 탑탄기 람루 짜르십 레줌베라 테베심레 탑 마데우 수세디 시업기 내땅디 다토레 잡베 조니루 소우테니 시업수기 탑 마데우 세니루 강엘 봄쇼디라 다렘기 니포다 티수 말람이디 디마세 칸라다 짜남수기 곤세수 데 셀레게디 야센 주미기 데 행케라 강엘 포디유 강엘 디세니 던루 슈메 다운날라 시오다 산에 중기 투미수기 딜레 중기 레제파 젠수기 니포다 투 짜지 베니기 된레 니포 헨소치 시추 베니.
Prime Minister Sringtopge said the financial assistance the Indian government committed to release, including funding the economic stimulus plan, will help to ease liquidity and boost country's economy. He said this while presenting the annual report on the state of the nation, including the plans and priorities of the government to the joint sitting of the parliament recently.
대베 론니기 난킬루 나체레이 벨조기 내땅 따디 쪼다베 주밀루 타와친 나치 가라 사게 랑급두 세노메 피에베 슈와친 질로 닉동 주탐루 GDP세 난케 텐쿵 용돔 자차 주치다 차 득주레 게루 야파 손디 유루 나히 질로 닉동 주닐루 자차 지다 차 득주레 니레게 te 야파 미조니기 포세케디두 산삼다디 나체레이 멍열 밀점 라렌 탑마뚝다 디기 슈세 마냠디 딜레 gel중일레 왕진기 자가르기 루피 균들 렌디 키에 봄 티미수 타우달루 마체 펜줄기 네땅디 하코에 루피 말라미기 강일디기 나체레 두비미세 토마포미 가야미요 세슈니 이루 자가 중기 벤졸 헨탑 차지기 망율 테르붐가 비미디기 테르붐가 진디기베 땡아체 벤졸디 아치치 레짐 조수님의 세슈니.
Addressing the parliament about the economic growth, the Prime Minister expressed concern about the national debt and the increasing number of youth seeking jobs.
당아체레기 겔용기 볼렌디아 테르붐 자탐바 하소인 볼렌디날레 lokmi 튀캉 잡니기 된루 자차 뚝주 레nga 대치 임에 마치 가라기 볼렌디 셀레 개용 노이기 데 사게 봄베라 예블레텐 중기 볼렌 셀레게 중기 볼레 셀레게 맞추니기 데 탑람수 데 존이디 카체 세슈니 나체레 개캅날루 라요 메비 강일디 자차베와친 자차 니다 사치레 메루 나체레 나준 라샤 라요 미밀루 사제 랑고 봄베라 유세슈니 다토 중기 미세다 체니기 레림 고덴 타비캅 미세 쳔미수기 텔레 자차 국주대치 라요 쳔미수임베 세슈니 디볼레 중기 카툴레 개캅 난큐 라요기 고캅 존이다 피 개캅나 라요기 된루 따니기 탑람 되니디
The Prime Minister said that we have been saying private sector is an engine of growth for years. So to promote the private sector, Lunchin said the government will now formulate a private sector development plan within a year. Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry and its members will be invited to jointly formulate and implement the plan.
Gerde dindibe jogoba chen zora ngacharagi gerpasugi la tsagendi bego seshuni. Tonsak khasuna kyundul chindi chona chungwasu yada tanida geok rere mixelgi tunkung rere tuen subigi lerim chamdi du sonda zorada chika lanin tamnigi chaji yu seshuni. Leremdi dubde tengo bachin yung chamchilu genku te makewa Mrs. Sugia la sagendi benidi kache.
Lunchin also said that the government will give priority to attract foreign investments to Bhutan. This will be done through streamlining policies and regulations. FDI, the Prime Minister said, will help to create jobs, earn revenue that will help to alleviate rupee shortage, among others. The Prime Minister said the government will also institute a Build Our Homes program, which will enable and incentivize the Bhutanese skilled workers to construct houses. Sonam Hamu for PBS News.
Drukfinsum Sokpa supporters in Nanung Shumar constituency in Pema Gasel have finally declared a candidate for the November by-election. 31-year-old Deshan Zangmo will be contesting, replacing the former Nanung Shumar candidate Jigme Y. Tile. Deshan Zangmo graduated from Cluny Women's College in Kalimpong under the West Bengal University. In the preliminary report prepared by the Dzongkhag Disaster Management on the windstorm in Shemgang on the 9th of the 28th, 7 geogs have been affected. Nanung geog is the most adversely affected. Of the 22 houses that were affected, 11 houses have suffered major damage. Almost 71 acres of crops shared by 98 households, which include maize, paddy and buckwheat, have been destroyed by the windstorm. 2 government structures, a R&R center and the ECCD school have been damaged as well. The disaster group says the damage caused by the windstorm and the crop production loss will be assessed based on existing practices. The Samrup Jongkha DYT discussed on the lack of participation from some of the sector heads during the meeting.
During the 6th annual DYT, the participants complained that some of the concerned agencies were missing during the meeting. The decision to set up fuel depots in Samruchoning and Jomotsangka Dungkhags couldn't be accomplished due to the absence of concerned agencies. The agenda was put up by the Langchinpu and Marsala Cups. According to the chairperson of the DYT, it is important for all concerned agencies to be present during such meetings as their absence barricades some decisions.
As Dzongkhag Tsokdu helps make plans for 11th 5-year plan, there are discussions benefiting both the people and the government. Even if we keep discussing issues and if the concerned agencies are absent, the plans will never materialize.
For now, the Tsogdu decided to put up a letter to the concerned agencies and wait for their response for a week's time. Kampal Fukinawachu, Pemasuki for BBS News.
The 2-day Dzongkhag Tsogdu meeting of the local government in Shemgang saw local government leaders raising concern on unequal distribution of budget and plan activities in the Geog.
The Geog leaders of Shemgang said the developmental activities in the Geogs are planned without any proper consultation with them. The issue came up after the education sector made a presentation.
When they develop plan activities, they never properly consult us and directly release the final work plan, where some geogs have more than 6 activities, while some have just 1, which I feel is not fair.
We face lots of problems while implementing the plan activities, and I feel we did not have equal opportunity, especially the implementation of education plan activities, as it is directly developed by the ministry.
However, responding to the concerns, education officials and the Dzongkhag Tsogdu chairman said the consultations were held with all the members as per the 11th five-year plan.
We do not simply plan our activities and implement. We consult with the school heads, conduct meetings and then accordingly develop the plan activities. And after the consultation, the plan is finalized after it is discussed with the members and school heads.
This time, 46 million nultrum is allocated to the Dzongkhag education sector of Jemgang this financial year, which will be used as per the plan. Compiled for Pema Sandrup, Tanin Finso, BBS News.
To encourage more women participation in the local government elections in 2016, Bhutan Network for Empowering Women organized a workshop in Punakha. Some 100 participants from 6 Western Dzongkhags took part in the 3-day workshop.
The coordinator Finsok Choden said the workshop will provide a platform for women to become politically active.
The main purpose of organizing these workshops is because, as you know, we currently have a situation of very low participation of women in local governments. The current statistics is 6.9% of women in local government. That is about 99 women out of a whole lot of GUPs, Mangmis and Sokpas in the country. So since the second local government elections comes up in 2016, there is enough time, and this platform called the Bhutan Network for Empowering Women, which I am coordinating, which is sponsored by the DIPD.
Sharap Demo from Tep Geog in Pinaka, who failed to get elected in 2011 election, said she is more inspired after attending the workshop. Sharap said she will contest for the post of GUP in 2016 local government elections.
I contested for the post of GUP in 2011 and I lost. I have no regrets. The training helped me gain confidence. After attending this workshop, I am motivated and encouraged to participate again in the coming local government election. I am also encouraging other women to participate in such elections since men and women get equal opportunities.
Sonam Chedin, also a participant from Tep Geog, said she is now motivated to contest in the next local government elections.
Today, men and women are given equal opportunities. There is no gender biases. I'm going to contest in the next election and make sure that I serve in the local government.
The 3-day sessions included exercises on personality, understanding themselves, understanding others, logistics, gender sensitization, understanding leadership, communication, democracy and female leadership, among others. Compiled for Chunirema, Sonam Lhamo for BBS News.
In line with the launch of Bhutan Airlines, the company welcomed its new Airbus 320 aircraft in Paro on Wednesday. Her Royal Highness Ajikazong Moangchuk and the Information and Communications Minister Dinanath Thungel unveiled the aircraft. The guests were also invited to have a look inside the 144-seater plane. Bhutan Airlines will launch its inaugural international flight to Bangkok on Thursday and begin its commercial flights from 11th October. The system of parking fee has been introduced in Gyeonggi from Tuesday. Residents feel the move is too early, especially considering the number of vehicles in Gyeonggi.
Usually there will be many vehicles parked in the Gyeonggi core town area. Today the scenario was different. Only few vehicles were found in the town area. Most of the vehicles were seen parked in undesignated areas to avoid paying parking fees. Residents feel it is too early to impose parking fee in Gyeonggi as the number of vehicles is still less.
Thimpu
and Phuntsling has a parking congestion problem, but Gyeonggi does not have this problem at the moment, as the town is big. As soon as parking fee is imposed, we hardly see any vehicles parked. I think it's a bit too early to impose the fee.
다도디 달로지 니디 마스나기 주로다 냐당로 다와진디 아치지 하에스
다 나루 팀부기 게서 때오게 숨집에 깜벨 배야 미수블라 가지마 야시
Town cannot be compared to that of Thimphu, nor it can be compared to Phuntsholing. It's a bit early.
아니 배심래 나루디 기도 아시지 bomra tenang zugupti duoti shuni
taxi di achi load bearing unload bearing din le thom na na joda.
For a taxi to load and unload, we have to stop. So we have to pay every time we stop. From today, we have to pay 5 nultram.
But there were also others who felt it was good to introduce parking fee in Gelifo.
This is a way to sustain the municipal exercise to keep the town clean by way of collecting fees and putting back into the maintenance of the town. So that way I feel that it is a step which is required in keeping in line with the municipal practices elsewhere also.
According to the officiating executive secretary of Gelifo Thomde, it is being done to generate revenue for the future development of Gelifo town. And moreover, Gelifo falls under Thomde A category. For every 15 minutes, the vehicle owner will be charged 5 newton. The parking fee collection has been contracted out to a private individual for 8 million newton for 2 years. Compiled for Kramawandi, test student, PBS News, Gelifo.
This year, with the theme In Quest of Productive Citizen, a total of over 2,400 graduates are attending the National Graduate Orientation Program. It is being held at 2 different venues, at the YDF Hall and at the Swimming Pool Complex in the capital. At the opening ceremony, the Minister of Works and Human Settlement and the Minister for Labour and Human Resources spoke on unemployment issues and the government's plans and policies to address them. According to the Minister of Labour and Human Resources, the government targets for 97.5% overall employment in the 11th five-year plan. He added to meet this target, some of the important policies in place are Youth Employment Policy, Unemployment Allowance and Overseas Employment, among others. He said the graduates should not only aim at working for government, but also take equal interest in private sectors. Graduates were also advised to take up self-employment and entrepreneurship programs with financial support provided by the government. The main objective of the one-week-long orientation program is to familiarize the graduates on the government policies, culture and tradition, and also to develop leadership and positive values among the graduates. Over the week, the graduates will meet with the Prime Minister, head of institutions, ministries, constitutional bodies and the opposition leader. Sherab Sangmo for BBS News. That's all we have for you this week. Join us again next time for yet another edition of Bhutan This Week. Until then, this is Sherab Sangmo saying goodbye.